Hey folks, it's Chef Kevin. Do you like tacos? Well, I think everybody does. And what about fish tacos? Well, it seems like every time I order a fish taco at a restaurant, I'm really disappointed. And that's due to many reasons. To begin with, restaurants use cheap food, believe it or not. And cheap food is usually frozen and or farm raised. So I don't want to eat anything frozen or farm raised, especially when it comes to taco. They have less taste to them. There's nothing like fresh food. Another thing they do is mislabel the fish a lot, so sometimes you don't even know what you're eating. A lot of fish look the same and they actually taste the same, unless they have a particular taste to it, like salmon, for example. Other reasons I don't like fish tacos at a takeout or a restaurant is the fact that 9 times out of 10 they deep fry it and or batter it. Not a big fan of deep fried and or battered. So today I'm going to be making grilled salmon tacos. This is wild caught Atlantic salmon. This is going to be healthy and full of flavor. First thing I'm going to do is prep the fish. Okay, so here's 2 pieces of beautiful salmon from my local fish market. I'm going to cut that off. That's kind of useless. That's going to burn. That's too thin. Now, I could just put them on the grill as is, but I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do is slice them into smaller pieces. This way they cook quicker. Otherwise, you may have a cooked section and then a raw section in the middle because it is so big. So I'm going to cut it and it'll cook more thoroughly. But another great reason to slice them is the fact that I want the flavor of the coals to permeate the salmon. So if I slice it into smaller pieces, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're going to get that beautiful charcoal flavor. So this one is the smaller of the two, so I'm just going to cut it in half. And I'm going to cut through the flesh side. I'm not going to cut it through this side. If you cut it through this side, you could introduce contamination of the scales. So make sure you have a nice sharp knife. And that's all you have to do. Now this one's a little bit bigger, so I'm going to make this into thirds. That's it. So let's season them up and we'll go down to the grill. Okay, now you can season these up however you like. What I'm going to be using is some fresh ground black pepper, I have some cayenne pepper here. Give it a little heat. I have some organic garlic powder. Of course, it doesn't have to be organic. Woo! Okay, I'll rub that around a bit. And I have some onion salt here. I'm just going to roll them around, pick up those loose spices. There's no sense in throwing spices away. And there's no sense in seasoning the skin side because that's not going to be eaten. Okay, we're ready to go down to the grill. Get your fish here. Okay. Not quite sure why I did that.
today?
We have rock-caught sea bass, albacore and pickerel, sand-dab yellowtail, tuna fish and mackerel, bluefish, sailfish, top and if you wish, swordfish, whitefish, herring and gefilte fish.
And that ain't all. Throw me up a mackerel. Ouch!
Oh.
Okay, before I go down to the grill, I'm going to add a little cumin. This will go really well with the fish. I have the fire started. These won't take long to cook because they are small. Okay, that's all there is to that. Let's go down to that fire and get these cooked. I am hungry. Okay, I have a nice fire here. Just spread those coals around. Now this is extremely hot and fish is delicate, so I'm going to let these cool down a bit. We're not cooking a steak here tonight, we're cooking fish. I'm going to let that cool down just a little bit, a few minutes. Okay, the fire has cooled down a little bit, so I'm going to go ahead and put these salmon steaks on there. Now how I'm going to do is I'm going to put the steak on parallel to the grill itself. This way I can scoop it up a lot easier. If I did it the other way, it would be difficult to pick up. Now the fire is still hot, so this will take about 4 minutes per side. Okay, so it's been about 5 minutes actually, so I'm going to turn these salmon steaks over. Okay, we're looking good here. Okay, so the salmon is cooked. Going to hold that in the oven at a safe temperature. Going to go ahead and make the salsa next. This way all the flavors will come together. Going to start with a whole avocado here. Now this is going to be more than adequate. In fact, it's going to be too much for 2 tacos that I'm making. But believe me, salsa doesn't go to waste. This was nice and ripe. I'm going to add a little sea salt to that right off the bat. Now some people like a chunky salsa, but in this case, since it's going onto a taco, I'm going to make it nice and creamy. Add some sour cream here. Unfortunately, this is not Mexican sour cream. I couldn't get that around here. That's about 1/3 of a cup. I have a hot pepper from my garden. I'm going to fine slice this. These are serranos, and these are hot. But salsa is supposed to be hot, isn't it? But if you don't like it, don't do it. So that's 1 serrano pepper. Going to add a bit of cilantro. Cilantro is very common in Mexican food. I love cilantro. It has a nice fresh taste to it. So that's about 1/3 of a cup. I have some red onion here. Now you can use white onion. I like to use red onion because it's more colorful and you eat with your eyes. If something looks good, chances are it's going to taste good. I'm going to fine dice this. You don't want a huge piece of onion in your mouth. Stir this up, see what we get here. Gonna add just a little bit more sour cream to that. That is looking so nice. Okay, I'm going to add some lime zest. This is nothing more than the skin of a lime. I'm not going to waste the lime. I'm going to add half a lime, the juice of half a lime. I'm going to add a little black pepper. Add a taste. Beautiful. One more thing to add, and that is a few slices of ripe mango. This will give it a little natural sugar, offset the heat of the hot pepper. Clean fork. Very nice taste. I'm going to add a dash of cumin to this. That'll give it a nice earthy flavor. Clean spoon. Nice consistency. It's not loose at all. This would be perfect topping for a taco. Taste test. Going to add a little bit more salt. Clean spoon. Taste test. That is really wonderful. Very fresh, very vibrant, not overly hot at all, just full of flavor. Okay, let's make some homemade tortilla chips. Okay, I'm going to make some tortilla chips. Now, traditionally, you use a corn tortilla to make tortilla chips. I don't have a corn tortilla. I have a Mission wrap. These are flour. These will work just as well. Not very traditionally shaped. But that's okay. Can deal with it. Gonna give that a little spray oil. Usually these are deep fried, of course. I don't have a deep fryer, nor do I like deep fried food. So I'm gonna bake them at 375 for about 20 minutes. 10 minutes per side or so. I have a nice little treat for the tacos. Okay, so let's build this taco. It's getting kind of late and I am hungry. I'm using flour tortillas, super soft. Now some people say you should use corn because corn was the original tortilla made by the pre-Columbians way back in the day, way before we had Taco Bell. And the Europeans brought flour to the New World back in the 1600s or so. So there's still flour tortillas are very popular. I like them because they're pliable. You can bend them a lot. Now they do have gluten in them. That's why you can bend them. That's why they're so soft. The corn tortillas are gluten-free. So if you're trying to do the gluten-free thing, then you should stick with the corn. Now a lot of people, when they use corn tortillas, because they are not pliable, they double them up. So then in a way you're eating twice as much tortilla as you need to. So I'm going to take these two little tortillas and put them directly over a flame, and I'm going to crisp them up a bit, give it some flavor. Okay, I have my two flour tortillas, nice and crisped up. Here's my grilled salmon. Just going to pull it off the skin. It's got some nice char to it as well. Gonna go ahead and put my salsa right on top. Beautiful salsa. I have some, or I should say I have 1 ear of grilled corn. So I'm going to just take it off the cob. Put that on the taco as well. I have some red cabbage here. This will give it a nice little crunch factor. A lot of Mexican recipes call for radish. You can use radish as well. Same thing though, it gives it a nice little crunch factor. Some homegrown tomatoes here. Right on top. Come to Papa. Okay, so let's serve this now. So here it is, folks. Chef Kevin's grilled salmon tacos with a avocado lime salsa, garnished with red cabbage and tomatoes and grilled corn, served with black beans and rice, and some funky looking tortilla chips here. Came out decent though. Gonna put a little lime juice on that. That's required. I'm also gonna put some El Yucateco, I believe, This is a hot sauce from Mexico, even though it says Caribbean. Mexico is in the Caribbean. Well, let's stop yakking. Give this a taste. I love how it's built. It's not spilling over. It's not dripping. Oh, that is so good. You can taste the smokiness in the salmon. This beats the hell out of any deep fried fish taco or even a sauteed fish taco. No, most restaurants deep fry their fish because it's quick and easy. But that's not always the best thing to do, especially if you're a home cook. That salsa with the avocado, the sour cream, works really wonderful. Really, excuse me, really livens up the whole dish. Okay, folks, if you like my little cooking demonstration, if you like my tacos, or at least the concept of the tacos, then throw me a friggin' bone here.
Throw me a frickin' bone here.